Ready? We good back there, Sam? Yeah, Z, over the past, I think, 6 or 7 games, you've really kind of taken on a lot of the offensive role for the team. Just maybe has anything shifted for you in recent games that have kind of made you, I guess, more of a focal point on the offense, and how have you kind of adjusted to having a bigger role?
Well, I don't know. I mean, working hard, staying consistent, staying healthy, eating good, sleeping good, everything, everything combined, I don't know. That's it. My fault.
Back 20-point performances for you, or 25-plus point performances for you. I guess just what's working for you offensively? You're just getting better looks from three, or is it maybe something scheme-wise that's getting you better looks, or what is that kind of looking like for you?
I mean, whatever my team needs me to do, I'll try my best to do it. And, as y'all saw, I can't pick and pop no more. They switching on me, so I got to roll, try work something, from the paint. That's it.
Yeah, how you mentioned that they're switching to pick and pop. How was that something you guys maybe anticipated coming into today, and there was an emphasis on trying to get you closer to the basket before the game, or something you guys saw mid-game and an adjustment you made?
I mean, yeah, we expected it. We expected it. They're gonna switch on me. They're not gonna let me be open. But we was working on it for day 2, and ended up good.
It was such a close game, and then a little 6-0 run, and you guys created the separation. And Billy had a couple big moments in that run. What's it like kind of watching him? It seems like when he does something, it looks really special. I mean, what is it about Billy that kind of makes those plays look nice, and what is it like watching him right now as an older guy compared to the freshman?
Well, Billy, Billy just give amazing energy every night, but we're kind of used to it. We see him every day in practices, dunking, jumping, and everything that he's been doing. So, when we see that on the court, we're not actually surprised because we already seen it. But yeah, he's been helping us a lot, especially on point guard. But yeah, he's doing a really great job.
Earlier in the year, it seemed like you were, at least on the offensive end, way more comfortable on the perimeter than you were going inside. But now it seems like you're pretty comfortable whether you're in the paint or whether you're shooting the three. What happened as far as your comfort zone and why you're able to be more comfortable inside the paint than you were maybe at the beginning of the year?
I mean, well, I was working on it, more because, people be saying I only shoot threes, so I'm trying to prove that wrong. But, yeah, I've been working on that a lot for, past couple months. And, it's working.
Jonas has kind of struggled the last few games, but tonight I felt like he gave y'all some good energy, good minutes off the bench. Just what have you seen from him in practice? What did you make of his play tonight?
Well, he's fighting every practice. Every practice, he's giving energy. Every practice, staying consistent. And now his hard work is paying off.
Maybe in terms of where you're getting the ball and where you're scoring now, just what has it been like building chemistry with DJ, and how would you describe sort of the synergy that you guys have right now?
Well, I played with DJ last year, so we kind of connected. Like we don't even need to talk much. We just look at each other. We know what we gotta do, and But I love playing with DJ. He sees everything. He wanna make everybody better, include everybody. He's doing an amazing job. He took over Boogie's role basically, and he's doing an amazing job with it.
Where have you seen him grow the most from last year compared to this year?
He's shot. He's playmaking decisions. With defense especially. He improved a lot. He gained more confidence. I think y'all can all see that. That's it.
Cam Carter for them, number 5. He had 27 points, I think, against you guys the last game, and tonight you held him to 11, 13. What was the biggest key to kind of limiting him tonight?
Well, last game, 2 players scored 44 points, and but they had a lot of free throws, so we was kind of focused on that. Lock them down, don't foul. That was the game plan.
Thanks, Ian.
Thank you all. Yep.
All right, Chin, obviously the last couple of games, Zvonimir's really stepped up back-to-back with 25. Just offensively, what's really working for him? Are you guys doing anything to get him involved more in the offensive end the last couple of games? Just what is he kind of doing that's giving you success?
Well, first I want to apologize for Coach not being here. I know you guys probably wanted Gladys Knight, but you got one of the Pips. So I'm happy to step in for Gladys. No, Z, we're taking advantage of his skill set. Z is a unique individual in terms of his size, his skill, and his ability at 7'2" and able to play on the inside, outside. He's probably one of the better three-point shooters in the country, definitely in our league. So Coach is doing a good job of utilizing his skill set. And the one person that is more simpler in terms of schematics, defensive schematics, is a pick and pop 4, pick and pop 5. You can pretty much get a shot for that guy when you want to get a shot for that guy, because typical normal 5 men aren't used to guarding some of those actions that we put Z in, and so you can kind of find a way to get a shot for someone with Z's skill set.
And you mentioned it there a bit, just with him and his size and his ability to shoot the three or be an effective passer, wherever. How much of it? How many different options does he give you just on the offensive end, and how effective or how important is it to
He obviously can score on all 3 levels, and for me, I was so excited and happy for Z that he didn't just love the 3. He liked the 3 some tonight, and he loved the rim as well, right? So whenever Z can play outside, make threes, and he did rim run, he caught some passes, he dunked, and caught some rolls at the rim, and instead of just popping every time, makes him a dual threat, and that's in terms of what we're trying to do offensively. It gives us that look on both him rolling to the rim, him picking and popping. Now you're at a disadvantage because you don't know if he's rolling, you don't know if he's popping. If you want to twirl a guard on him, and then we throwing it inside, and it's like, oh, that's tough. That's a tough matchup for a lot of teams.
Yeah, Z kind of touched on it when he spoke with us about you guys maybe anticipating that the switching was coming off the pick and pop. I mean, was that something from LSU or just natural scouting? When he starts hitting threes, teams are going to switch that.
A little bit of natural scouting, but also Z played 7 minutes the game that we played them up at LSU, and in those 7 minutes, they twirled them every single time. So we kind of had a heads up on the fact of how they tried to guard them the first time we guarded them. But, I mean, a lot of teams will try to do that because when you're pick and pop big, then you want to take away that strength and make it a weakness by twirling and switching and so on and so forth. So we feel like a lot of teams are going to try to do that, and so we try to work on how to plan against when teams want to twirl on Z.
Out the guy that he's setting the screen for, like some layers to that. I mean, what's like kind of the next step as teams kind of maybe continue to adjust with Z's good play? How do you kind of try and maximize him moving forward the rest of the year?
I think that teams are going to try to. Obviously, he's playing really well. He's got a hot hand right now. He's on a heater. He's got a good feeling right now. His spirit is a lot better than what it was. And so when your mind right, your game is right. So as long as Z has got this mindset, he's going to be playing at a confident game. He's playing extremely confident right now. And so at sometimes good offense beat good defense. So I think that Z is in the comfort space right now, so that I know that teams are going to try, like we all do, right? We wanted to take away number 1 and number 5 because they had 44 points against us in the first game. And I think for the most part, we did that. If you combine them, 2 and 13 equals 15, not 44. So sometimes that works, sometimes it don't work, right? And as long as Z is playing confident, we trust Z.
Jonas had a really good game tonight on the defensive end, and for a guy that's had an up-and-down season the way he has and dealt with injuries, how hard is it for a guy like that to stay mentally engaged when he's gone through some of the things that Jonas has done?
Well, I want to tell you a story. Yesterday in practice, I admired him. And I was so proud of his spirit and his attitude. I talk about spirit a lot. Like, you're not going to be able to be a good player or help any team if your spirit is ugly and it's nasty. And you're like, oh, forget these guys. These guys are this, and everybody's the victim. You're playing the victim, and it's everybody else's fault. So one thing about Jonas, and I told him, I know you're going to help us because of your spirit, because of I appreciate your attitude. He is a guy that came into our staff and said that I know I can help this team. I want to help this team. How can I help this team? And by him just taking that responsibility, he's going to help us. And obviously tonight was a good game. We had to put him in. The freshman kid that they had, number 9, he had – no, I'm sorry, 6. Robert Miller, he was a freshman, had 16 points, right? Jonas went in, bigger, stronger, and was able to take some of those baskets away from him, which we'll need the next game because Texas A&M is really big. They play through their bigs, and so we're going to need Jonas. And the fact that he has the right mindset, he's going to be able to help us.
LSU took 28 free throws down in Baton Rouge tonight, only 6.
26 for 28.
Yeah, how important was y'all's ability to defend without fouling tonight?
We talked about that, right, for 2 days, that we didn't want this to be a foul party, right? It's not a team that shoots a high percentage from the field or a high percentage from the 3, so why would you parade them to the free throw line? And so we talked about it, and most of the time when we give our guys a game plan, they do the best job they can to carry it out, and they did that. They were 26 for 28 in the free throw. They put 19 fouls on us last game. We played them. This game, only 10. So we feel like we adjusted from the first game. They didn't go 26 for 28. They went 3 for 6. So we'll take that.
And is Adu healthy for y'all?
We think that he's healthy. I'm not sure if there's anything wrong with him. That would be a question for the medical staff.
Hey, Coach, kind of a bigger picture question for you. Just how would you overall assess DJ's season, and maybe what are the biggest points of emphasis for him right now at this point in the year?
I think that DJ is playing well. He's our primary ball handler right now, and Billy Richmond is doing an unbelievable job. He changed the game, so that you guys know. Billy Richmond, his energy, his effort, everything he did in this game is what changed this game and gave us the opportunity to win. It was Billy Richmond's impact on this game. He had an unbelievable imprint on this game. I'm so proud of our freshman guard, Billy Richmond. But he's been doing well. I think that for us to do what we're trying to do in this season, we're going to need for DJ to lead us. And he's our leader, and we trust DJ, and he's playing well.
I think it was after the Baylor game where Cal first said he could be a backup point guard for you guys. What were some of the early qualities that you saw in him that made you have that belief, and how has he developed in that role?
Well, obviously in the recruiting process, I was one of the guys who obviously recruited Billy. So he played point guard in his high school team. He played point guard on his AAU team. So it's a little different, though. It's not the same kind of point guard at the Division I level in the SEC. It's a little different, but having some kind of understanding of what it means is helping him, and he's learning every day from our staff. He's learning every day on how to slow down and how to use. He's got an unbelievable fifth gear. But unfortunately, at this level, you can't play the whole game in the fifth gear. You can't play the whole game in 5. You got to play the game in 3, 2, and utilize your 5 as a weapon. He's got to learn how to use his gears and play slow to fast and not just fast the whole time. Sometimes Billy, can be like the road runner out there and just out of control. And so we're trying to get him to learn how to be a point guard, how to have great pace, but really good poise, and lead us and run us. And he's trying to do an unbelievable job, and I think that he's succeeding so far.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.